best teams in the country right now. Winners of 7 straight games overall, 6 straight in the Southland Conference play. They're trying to run their Southland record to 7-1 tonight as we hit the midway point. As the Colonels get set to take on the McNeese Cowboys in a big conference matchup. Colonels again coming in with a record of 6-1, trying to get to 7-1 here tonight, and McNeese coming in with a record of 1-5 in conference play. They are 7-8 overall coming in. So to look at this matchup a little bit, Nichols on Saturday took on New Orleans. They actually played 2 games over the weekend. They beat New Orleans 86-62, and then rolled over non-Division I Carver College on Sunday 105-60, a 45-point outburst and a win there. And in that game against UNO, Colonels didn't shoot the ball great. They did shoot at about 50% in the second half, but got a terrific performance from Raji Lyons, career-high 23 points, 13 rebounds as well for his first career double-double. And Nichols has been very efficient from the three-point line over these last couple of games. 9 for 21 from the 3 on Saturday. They were 7 for 17 from 3 against HBU a week ago as well in Houston. And Ty Gordon had a bunch of those threes out of those 7. Ty actually had 6. Ty Gordon is the reigning Southland Conference Player of the Week, having averaged 22.5 points over the last 2 Southland Conference games. Ty shooting about 60% from the floor as well. And Nichols hoping to continue that trend. As we look at the Southland Conference standings briefly, Colonels come in with a record we mentioned of 6-1 in Southland play. They are 9-5 overall, winners of their last 6 conference games. Sam Houston leading the way right now with a record of 6-0. They're at Corpus Christi tonight. And then SFA at 5-0, the other unbeaten team right now in conference play, half a game back. They're 9-2 overall, winners of 6 straight. They will take on Abilene Christian, who are in the loss column the same way Nichols are with 1 loss. They're 4-1. They've only played 5 conference games. Those two facing off in Abilene tonight in a huge matchup that could very well decide seeding and how things go. Remember, only a 16-game conference slate this time around, so these games are so crucial. We're already at the midway point here tonight. And McNeese actually finally got off the schneid in conference play on Saturday. They knocked off HBU by a score of 74-71, a game where they had 4 players reach double figures, shot the ball right around 48% from the floor, one of their best marks this season, and had 17 points from Carlos Rosario, one of 3 transfers on this team. We'll get to him and many more on this McNeese roster as we go. The Cowboys, one stat to know as we continue on with the pregame, 86 points per, first in the conference, 8th nationally, but in Southland play, they're down to about 75 points per game. So Nichols will have to slow them down. We'll take a break, come back here from Austin Claunch on how his Colonels can slow down the Cowboys after their offensive outburst against HBU Saturday. Rolling on with the pregame after this on the Colonel Sports Radio Network. I don't hear any music. the McNeese basketball team has had to experience already being away from home. A school, of course, in McNeese that is located in Lake Charles, which was hit just brutally hard by Hurricane Laura, and the devastation it caused. A Category 4 hurricane, the strongest on record to make landfall in Louisiana. We'll talk about that more as we go. 150-mile-per-hour winds, more than $12 billion worth of damage are estimated in that area alone in southwestern Louisiana. So our thoughts and prayers are out. The basketball team actually had to move over from Lake Charles to Lafayette just to start practice in the offseason. And they're playing at Burton Coliseum, not their new H&HP complex. Let's get to the starting lineups today. And first for the visiting McNeese Cowboys, who come in, I mentioned, with a record of 7-8. They're 1-5 in Southland play in a tie for 11th, but still relatively early. We're about the midway point of the conference season. They did win against HBU Saturday, their first conference win. They'll look like this, same lineup they've used over the last couple of games. Drew Cuxhausen is the senior guard. He is 6 foot 180 out of Scottsbluff, Nebraska, a transfer from Western Nebraska Community College last year. Preseason first-team Southland selection, third-team selection last year. He is currently 8th in the nation in three-pointers, made 53. He made 125 last year, a Southland Conference and a school record, and one of the best marks nationally. He ended up actually leading the nation in three-pointers made. And then also in the backcourt, Colin Warren, a 6'4", 190 freshman out of Houston, Elkins High School product, is averaging about 9 points per, although in Southland play his numbers have gone down a bit, only 4 per. And then A.J. Lawson, fifth-year senior guard out of Bryan, Texas, 6'5", 215. He's a transfer from North Texas, 12.5 points, 5.5 assists per game. He's actually leading the Southland in assists coming in. And then the front court, Carlos Rosario, senior forward out of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, 11 points per, 5.5 rebounds per. And then rounding out the lineup, Keyshawn Fizel. 10 straight games in double figures for the senior out of New Hebron, Mississippi. Transfer from Mississippi State. He spent 3 years there in Starkville, and he's been terrific this season. Already has 5 double-doubles to his credit. Heath Stroyer now in his third season at the helm of McNeese. He's 31-47 overall. Led them to a 15-17 mark last year, 10-10 in Southland play. They lost in the first round of the conference tournament to Lamar, a tournament that, of course, was canceled shortly after. Nichols, meanwhile, same 5. Ty Gordon, the Southland Player of the Week, reigning at least. And then Andre Jones and Kevin Johnson, who makes his 100th start tonight, only the 5th in Colonel history to do that. And Najee Garvin and Raji Lyons in the front court. Officials for today, Brent Dugas, Danny Chance, Earl Lenny, Raji Lyons, and Keyshawn Fizel will toss it up. And the lengthy 6'9" Fizel wins the tip back to A.J. Lawson. We are underway here from Stouffer Gym in Thibodaux. The Colonels trying to win an 8th straight game overall, a 7th straight in conference play. And McNeese looking for a 2nd straight win to get to 2-5 in Southland play after their first conference win on Saturday at HBU. Shot clock's down at 10 as Fizel tries to rifle a pass to Cuxhausen on the right wing. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with McNeese, wearing their royal blue and sunflower gold jerseys, gold type and lettering, blue base and blue shorts with some white and gold trim. And Lawson gets it on the right block off a feed from Fizel. Tipped up, won't go. Rolls off on a second chance. Ball batted toward the left corner. It'll stay with McNeese. Nichols in their home whites today. Red trim and numbering with some black down the shorts as well. And a fresh 20 here on the shot clock for McNeese. But the trigger man is Lawson. He throws it into Fizel. At the left point, dribble handoff back to Lawson to the free throw line. Stops his dribble. Feeds it down low to Fizel against Raji Lyons on the left baseline. Takes him inside, pivots, ball knocked away, taken by Kevin Johnson. First trip down the floor for Nichols, right to left. KJ down the lane. Lefty scoop rolls off, but a foul. And free throws upcoming. It's called on Colin Warren, first on the freshman out of Houston. And Kevin Johnson will quickly go to the free throw line. So 19-14 to go here in this opening half, just underway. And Kevin Johnson a chance to give Nichols its first point. Senior guard out of Thibodaux. Drains the first free throw. I mentioned he's making his 100th career start here tonight. 107th game played in his career. He's only missed 2. They came last year early in the year due to a concussion. And he has just gotten better and better. And the numbers, while they're slightly down this year as he makes both free throws, he's a career 79% free throw shooter, one of the things he does very well. But It's the leadership. Ask Austin Clauge that has always been there from day one. There's a foul in the backcourt. Not a good one on Andre Jones trying to pressure A.J. Lawson. And it'll stick with McNeese. So first on Jones. And the first team foul on Nichols. Inbounds pass in the backcourt to A.J. Lawson. So Lawson, the crafty fifth-year senior out of Bryan, Texas, gives it up top. Rosario wears protective goggles, swings it back to Lawson on the right wing. He won't shoot many threes, and a bounce pass stolen away by Andre Jones. Jones gallops down the lane, reverse layup with the right hand is short, but a foul. So a couple of turnovers early here on McNeese, and right back to the free throw line for the Colonels. Foul on Carlos Rosario is his first and the team's second. 18:49 first half. 2-0 Nichols leads. Andre Jones, fifth-year senior out of Little Rock, transferred in from Arkansas Little Rock last year. And his first free throw is no good. He missed it off the heel. Nichols as a team have mentioned this constantly, 66.7%. They only convert about 2/3 of their free throws. That'll come back to bite you eventually. Don't know when, but it will. And Andre Jones makes the second of two. He came in at 57% at the line. He shot 73% last year. Everyone is down across the board on this team at the line. Almost a second foul there on Andre Jones. 90 seconds gone here in the first half. 3-0 Nichols. No field goals yet for either team. Dribble handoff, Fizel to Drew Cookshausen. They run him off the three-point line. His floater rolls around and drops through. He doesn't take many twos. Cookshausen, 8th in the nation in three-pointers made, but drops in a floater there, and McNeese is on the board. 3-2 Nichols. Approaching 2 gone first half. Najee Garvin against Fizel. Left block. This is a matchup to watch. Skip past Kevin Johnson. Lob it right block. Raji Lyons skips it over. Ty Gordon. Left wing, 3 feet beyond the arc. A triples an air ball. And it goes out of bounds and back to McNeese. A rare miss for Ty here over the past couple games. 10 for 17. His last couple Southland games last week against HBU and New Orleans. Felt like he couldn't miss for 48 straight hours. Well, really, you've got a couple days in between, so more than that. Under 18 to go now. 3-2 lead for Nichols. McNeese with it. This is Warren. Drops it off Rosario. Waits patiently to bank it home, plus a foul. And looks like it's on Najee Garvin. And the Colonel's a little slow to start here to rotate over. Now that's his first, second on Nichols. And Rosario will go to the free throw line. Rosario is one of 3 transfers, one of 9 newcomers on this McNeese team. Senior out of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Shoots kind of a knuckleball free throw and misses. He's actually a good free throw shooter, 74%, but that one didn't have a chance. So 4-3, McNeese has its first lead. 2:15 on a turning first half clock. Ty Gordon, right wing Kevin Johnson for Nichols. Pull-up floater is short, and the rebound falls to the lap of Rosario. Outlets to Drew Cookshausen. Dribbles over to A.J. Lawson. They'll have Cookshausen off the ball most of the game to try to get him looks from 3. Down low, Rosario got free against Lyons, who blocked his shot. The Southland, well, he comes in second to the Southland blocks. Up ahead, Andre Jones. Turns the corner, takes contact. It's a foul on the floor. And the fouls are racking up early here for McNeese. That's the third as a team. Let's see how this one goes on. It's already 2 fouls on Colin Warren, the freshman out of Houston. So he's got to sit down. In comes Zach Scott, junior out of Miami, transfer from Florida Gulf Coast. And Nichols makes a sub as well. And Quavius Pollard, the first one off the bench for Raji Lyons. And an inbounds pass from Kevin Johnson to the left corner for Andre Jones. Goes off his hands out of bounds. And back to McNeese. So a sloppy start both ways. The two have combined for 3 turnovers. 2 for now 7 shooting and 7 points in the first 2 minutes and 43 seconds or so. Scott's a crafty player. He is a junior out of Miami, I mentioned. 2 years at Florida Gulf Coast. He was on the all-freshman team a couple years back, so he can play. They run him off a few screens to the right wing. Throws it up top for Fizel. Dribble handoff. A.J. Lawson down the lane, right to the basket, and he scoops it in. No contest given that time from Nichols. 6-3 McNeese. They've got 6 in a row. 3 minutes, 15 seconds gone first half. Andre Jones between the legs of the right wing, almost lost it. Left wing, this is Ty Gordon. Draws a double team, threw it away. Taken by Zach Scott. Here comes McNeese with a 3-point lead in the ball. Lawson, right wing, Scott. Thought about a three. And now drops it over to Fiesel, who averages a double-double, 14 and 10. Cuxhausen, and I think he stepped on the end line. He did. He stepped on the sideline. He'll have two bodies on him on the perimeter all night long. 16:25 to go in the first half. I think for a second the coaches on McNeese thought that it was a media timeout, but we're not at the under 16 yet. So Nichols will make a few subs. In come Pierce Spencer and Damian Sears. Pierce coming off that terrific game Saturday against New Orleans. A career-high 17 points on 7 for 9 shooting. And Damian Sears is in as well. Redshirt senior out of Haught. And Quavius Pollard straight away triples off the heel. And Nichols still can't buy one from the floor, but an offensive rebound for Pierce Spencer. Amongst the trees, steps back, left wing three is too strong. Offensive rebound and Quavius Pollard who stepped out of bounds. Well, Colonels are starting to hustle a little more. That's what Pierce Spencer does. One of the amazing stats in the early going with this team, Pierce in Southland games, we've now played 7. He's a combined plus 86 in the plus-minus category. That is, he's on the court, they outscore opponents by 86. When he's off the court, they're outscored by 14. That is just remarkable. Here's Fiesel, left baseline, lost it. Tried to rip through against Sears. It'll stay with McNeese at the other side of our under 16 media timeout, which couldn't get here soon enough for Nichols. Still trying to break the seal from the floor. They are 0 for 4 with 2 turnovers. 6-3 McNeese early in Thibodaux. 15:51 to go first half on the Colonel Sports Radio Network. $15:51 to go in the first half. Slow offensive start for Nichols. They trail McNeese 6-3 at home. Jack Benjamin back with you. Colonels again looking for a 7th straight Southland Conference victory and an 8th straight win overall to here today. It would match their longest win streak since the 2017-18 season, where they reeled off 8 straight Southland wins in February of that year. Meanwhile, McNeese looking for a 2nd straight Southland win to move the record to 2-5 after their first conference win Saturday against HBU. So McNeese has the ball. They've started 3 of 6 floor. Nichols is 0 of 4 from the field, 0 of 3 from distance. Over the course of this 6-game Southland winning streak, Colonels are shooting right around 50% from the floor. Shot clock's halfway gone. Zach Scott has it up top, extended about 4 feet beyond the arc. It's down to 10 for Rosario. Lob it to Fiesel, knocked away by Kevin Johnson, stolen by Pierce Spencer. Here come the Colonels right to left in the white jerseys with the red trim. Spencer, Johnson, Gordon, Pollard, and Sears. Pierce Spencer, floater from the right elbow off the front of the iron and off. And the rebound down to Scott, who's out there with Lawson, Rosario, Fiesel, and Cuxhausen. Starters minus Colin Warren, who's got 2 fouls. A.J. Lawson turns the corner. Floater is short, got his rebound, and banked it home. Ball went right through the hands of Pollard underneath. Lawson's got a quick 4, and McNeese leads 8-3. They've got 8 straight points. Approaching 15 to go first half. Ty Gordon for Nichols. The Southland Player of the Week skips it left corner. Kevin Johnson uncorks a 3 and splashes it through. So Kevin Johnson, who made his 100th career start today, brings Nichols to within 2, 8-6. And the senior out of Thibodaux is starting to really stroke it these last couple games. 2-point game, under 15 to go in the first half. Fiesel, free throw line jump shot is off the front of the iron. Rebound falls to the lap of Damian Sears, and Ty Gordon walks it up court. Nichols can tie and regain the lead here, down 8-6. Damian Sears, long 2, straight away, banked it in. I don't know if he called glass necessarily, but I'll tell you what, that'll work. And we're tied at 8 points. So 5 in a row from Nichols to respond to the 8-0 McNeese run. 8 apiece, approaching 14 to go in the first half. Third and final game of this homestand for Nichols. Second of 5 on the road for McNeese. A.J. Lawson up top, Rosario between the rings. Dribble handoff looking for Lawson, who was denied, and now it gets back to him near the midcourt line. Against Gordon, into the lane, throws it into the left corner now. A three-pointer is up and off the front of the iron from Zach Scott. And on the rebound, a foul over the top called on Rosario. So that is his second already. 2 fouls on Rosario and 2 on Colin Warren. 2 starters each have a pair of fouls. And now for the first time, we're going to see the freshman Braylon Bush, and of Silsbee, Texas, leads the Southland in assist-to-turnover ratio. He averages 8 points and 3.5 assists per game, and a 2.6 assist-to-turnover ratio. So A.J. Lawson, their starting point guard, sits. They don't have a whole lot of drop-off with a freshman coming in. Tied at 8 and under 14 to go. Nichols with it to our left. Raji Lyons is back in. He replaced Pollard at that last dead ball. Garvin is back in as well, and he draws a foul against Zach Scott going up from the left block, and free throws upcoming for Najee Garvin. So Scott's first. And already the 5th team foul here on McNeese. To the line goes Najee Garvin, who is a 56.8% free throw shooter. And he drops in the first. Colonel's now 4 for 5 at the line today. And the blowout win against New Orleans on Saturday, they were 9 for 12. So slight improvement. And Najee misses the second off the heel. So he splits a pair. Nichols by 1. They've got 6 straight points after trailing 8-3. Under 13 and a half to go in this opening half in Thibodaux, where Nichols has won 10 of its last 11 home conference games. Braylon Bush into the lane against Spencer to Fizel. Backdoor feed, beautifully done to Harwin Francois, just checked in. Junior out of Fort Myers, who banks it home, and McNeese back up 1. Ty Gordon turns the corner. Drop-off feed, Najee Garvin tried to go up and lost it. McNeese saved by Francois, and then he gave it back. Tried to throw it underneath his own basket towards Scott. And it'll go back to Nichols. 13:01 on the first half game clock. 10-9 McNeese leads. Jeremiah Buford has come back in along with Andre Jones. Buford in for the first time, actually. Senior out of Atlanta. So Jones inbounds, left baseline, Raji Lyons. Under 13 to go, Nichols down 1, 10-9. Raji into the lane. Right wing Andre Jones for 3, no. Too strong offensive rebound. Raji Lyons waits patiently and banks it home. The big fella is doing work these last couple of games. And Nichols leads by 1. 11-10, 12:40 on an eroding first half clock. Braylon Bush extended on the left against Andre Jones. Off a brush screen, Cuxhausen open, left wing uncorks a 3. In and out. Rebound taken in by Fizel. Lost the ball though out of bounds. It hit the head of Garvin, who got poked in the eye, I think. And it's going to stay with McNeese. Najee is holding his left eye with his left hand. So McNeese keeps it left baseline. Braylon Bush looking to trigger. Throws it toward the backcourt. Dangerous pass taken by Francois. Goes down the lane. Floater over Lyons is true. He's a good-looking player. Junior out of Fort Myers, transferred in after a year at Southern Illinois where he was primarily a three-point threat. He shot 38%, made 34 threes in Carbondale. And McNeese up 1. 12-11. Jeremiah Buford, right baseline drive, gives to Raji Lyons. Free throw line jump shot, around and off. Buford tried to keep it alive, taken by Fizel, who comes in leading the conference in 11th nationally in rebounding at 10.4 per. McNeese with it in a 1-point lead to our right. Next stoppage is the under 12. Braylon Bush has Raji Lyons on a switch. Takes him down low, spins in the lane. Righty scoop shot is blocked. Raji swallows it up with 2 hands. Nichols wants to run. Ty Gordon to the right point. Bounce feed, Najee Garvin spins inside. Gives off Jeremiah Buford left corner. And good defense and transition by McNeese. Raji in the paint backing in against Fizel. Back to Andre Jones. Crosses over on Scott. Down the lane. Scoop shot around and off. Rebound off the hands of Fizel. And they're going to say last touch by Andre Jones. Couple of point blank misses for AJ at the rim. And it takes us to under 12 timeout. Colonel struggling here early from the floor, just 3 for 10, 1 of 5 from 3. They're down 1, 12-11 to McNeese. 11:21 first half on the Colonel Sports Radio Network. ended up getting shut down for about 25 days, but it's nothing compared to what this McNeese basketball team, what these McNeese kids have had to go through. Dealing with Hurricane Laura, the Category 4 hurricane that hit back in late August with 150-mile-per-hour winds. Just billions of dollars of damage involved. This team had to relocate to Lafayette to start their off-season training. They were there for a month and played at the ULL practice gym, and to be where they are now says a lot about the character of Keith Stroyer and his team and what these guys have done. So much respect, and of course we're thinking about everyone affected in Lake Charles. Najee Garvin, meanwhile, left block travels, trying to back in against Harwin Francois. And with 8:39 to go, McNeese has a 15-11 lead in the ball. A sloppy start here for Nichols. They're scoreless now going on 4 minutes. That might be one of the slowest 5-0 runs I've ever seen. A 5-0 run that's taken 4 minutes and 6 seconds for McNeese, but hey, they've got a lead. Left wing deep three for Scott. Pinball's out. Nichols is dodging some bullets here. They better start converting on the offensive end because McNeese is getting looks. Ty Gordon into the lane. Outside Pierce Spencer. Right corner for three. Back iron, another miss. Najee Garvin, though, has been aggressive on the glass. Draws a foul on the weak side boards. That's now 6 on McNeese. So 1 away from the bonus here for Nichols. They're still scoreless, pushing more than 4.5 minutes now. Lob it into Raji Lyons at the left block. Against Rosario, he backs out toward the three-point arc. Now it's Najee Garvin straight on, and inadvertent timer went off. Waiting on the call here. Lawson tried to draw a charge and got knocked over. Keith Stroyer is pleading his case that that should be an offensive foul, but an inadvertent buzzer went off.
14? Okay.
So right now the shot clock reads 19, the game clock reads 8:12. They might push this clock down a little bit. Lawson actually came up limp. He's kind of hobbling on his left leg or knee. We won't speculate here, but you hope he's okay. Their starting point guard, he'll sit down because the training staff attends to him. Now they have 20 on the shot clock. I thought they would go down to like 15. Given the fact that the clock's kept, the buzzer went off, then 3 more seconds went off the clock, but the officials blew the whistle. Our referee, by the way, is Brent Dugas again. Austin Claunch and Joey Brooks are discussing something as well. You can hear Heath Stroyer asking, why is that not a charge? We've got an extended break here. You can hear Heath Stroyer talking to Austin Claunch. You know that's a charge. Schroyer's he's been around the block a while, 12th year as a head man, well, actually 13th year overall as a head coach, and 3rd year in Lake Charles. So the shot clock's halfway gone. They reset it to 17. Approaching 8 to go in the first half. Ty Gordon tries another left wing three, and that one is true. So the first points of the night for the reigning Southland Conference Player of the Week, and the Colonels stop a 4.5-minute scoring drought to get back within 1. 15-14, 7:50 to go in the opening half. Braylon Bush off a screen to the left point. Back to Rosario, went through his hands, stolen away Ty Gordon. Nichols with a 3-on-1. Ty down the lane, laid it up and in with the scoop. Off the window for 2. So a quick 5 in a row for Ty, and Nichols is back within 1. Back up 1, I should say. 16-15. 7:31 to go in the first half. Timeout, Heath Stroyer. Nichols capitalizes off a lengthy delay, and with 7:30 to go, they're back in front by 1, 16-15. Looking for a 7th straight Southland win and an 8th straight win overall on the Colonel Sports Radio Network. Last time I was asking a sound check, but no one responded to me. Now I'm on air. Well, still a slow offensive start for both teams. Nichols at 31% from the floor and McNeese at 36.5%. But the Colonels have taken a 1-point lead, 16-15, courtesy of 5 in a row from their redshirt junior point guard Ty Gordon, the reigning Southland Conference Player of the Week. Ty had started 0 for 3 from the floor. He's got back-to-back field goals. And the Colonels up 16-15 with 7.5 to go in this opening half. Jack Benjamin back with you here from Thibodaux. Colonels have won 10 of their last 11 home conference games. They have won 6 straight Southland games overall after dropping their opener to Sam Houston State. They come in third in the conference, trailing only Sam Houston in the loss column by half a game. Their next game will be against Sam Houston 10 days from today. They've got back-to-back game days off and then return to action in Huntsville February 6th. So McNeese with it, Cookshausen, a deep left wing three, and he drilled it from about 10 feet beyond the arc. That's at least a 30-footer for a guy who led the nation last year in three-pointers made. McNeese back in front by 2, 18-16, approaching 7 to go in the opening half. Ty Gordon skips it. Right corner, this is Najee Garvin. Mid-range from 16 is short, and the rebound falls into the hands of Harwin Francois, the junior from Fort Myers. So Bush, Cookshausen, and Scott on the floor in the backcourt right now for McNeese, and then Francois and Fizel in the front court. Bush, right wing, triggers up at 3. It's off the heel, and the rebound taken in two hands, head high by Najee Garvin. Here comes Kevin Johnson at the left point, gets a step on Bush, drives inside, takes contact. Floater is off the backboard, then the iron, and the rebound down to Fizel, and Bush wants to push it up ahead. Across court, Cookshausen, extra feed, Francois, who stepped out of bounds. He was in the left corner, wide open for a 3, passed it up, and Cookshausen kind of gives him a shooting motion. Heath Schroyer looked like he was maybe yelling at Cookshausen to shoot the ball. Well, when you're as prolific as he is, he's at 43% this year. He's actually down from last year where he shot at about 46% and was third in the nation. 6:15 to go, McNeese 18, Nichols 16. Pierce Spencer, left baseline drive, scoop shot, bank it up and in, plus a foul. Now Pierce with a strong attack and a chance for 3. We're tied up at 18 with 6:09 to go. What a nice zone Pierce Spencer has been in over these last couple weeks. In conference games, he's averaging about 8 points per and 6 rebounds. At 17, a career high against New Orleans Saturday. He drops in the free throw. He came in at 4 for 6. He's now 5 for 7 this year, and Nichols is back up a point. 19-18, under 6 to play in the opening half here in Thibodaux. Bush against Spencer. Throws a pass cross court, stolen by Najee Garvin. 3-on-2, this could be fun! Oh! Najee Garvin, throw it down with a right hand. Oh, they called a foul! Oh no! Oh no! They called an offensive foul. Najee elevated with the right hand for a tomahawk jam. A gigantic poster, but it's an offensive foul. Najee can't believe it. Oh man. That might still be a SportsCenter highlight. He jumped from near the elbow, but it's an offensive foul and it's his first. Oh man. So the score is still 19-18 with 5:38 to go. You won't see many dunks better than that. Fizel in close, missed a little hook shot. It's off the hands though of Gordon and Spencer, both trying to grab the rebound. I don't know how you call a charge on that one. Oh boy. 5:34 to go in the opening half. 19-18 Nichols. Those are two of the greatest 2 points to never count in history. Oh, Lawson threw it off the back of Lyons, missed a layup. It somehow finds the hands of Zach Scott, who drills a left corner 3. Exactly how Lawson drew it up. He threw it off the back of Raji on the inbounds, and then over to the corner shooter who drills a 3. McNeese back up 2. This is fun. Ty Gordon straight away, pinballs out, and Scott can't track down the rebound. He knocked it out last. So Nichols will keep it. It was a slow-moving start to this game. Neither team could buy a shot from the floor. Not a whole lot of energy. Now, Najee Garvin got him out of their seats. Raji Lyons gets the inbounds pass. 5:10 to go. Colonel's down 2. Pierce Spencer drives the baseline. Swing pass, Ty Gordon. Knifes inside. Ball batted off the hands of Raji Lyons. I think Pierce had a chance to catch that ball in the left corner, but he thought it was off McNeese. and instead it goes for an 8th Nichols turnover. They have been terrific this year at not turning the ball over. They're averaging 12.5 per game in Southland games, but have already given it away 8 times tonight. 21-19 McNeese, 2-point lead in the ball as they attack the right hoop, under 5 to go in the opening half in Thibodaux. A.J. Lawson to the right wing, drives the lane and laid it up and in. Kind of an awkward finish, but he got it to go. I think the footing, kind of going off the wrong foot, tricked Raji, who's such a terrific shot blocker, and McNeese up 4. Kevin Johnson skip past Pierce Spencer, drills a left corner 3. What a zone he is in. Pierce is shooting 50% from 3 this year, and he brings Nichols back to within 1 with his first triple tonight. 23-22, under 4.5 to go. And the ball knocked away from Fiesel, stolen by Ty Gordon. Nichols a chance to regain the lead. Ty splitting 2, drop it off. Kevin Johnson, straight away 3, splash. Back-to-back 3s for Nichols, and they regain a 2-point lead. 25-23, 4:03 on a turning clock. Heath Troyer wants a timeout. He knows this team has all kinds of firepower. You let them get going, they can light it up in a hurry. It's a 30-second timeout. We will, I believe, turn this into a full. Now here's the question, does this mean that there's another full on the other side of this timeout as well? We'll see. Oh, they're stepping away. 4:02 to go. Let's take a break. 25-23 the lead for Nichols by 2. McNeese ball on the Colonel Sports Radio Network. .402 to go in Thibodaux, opening half. It's been a fun one. Nichols 25, McNeese 23. Colonel's back in front, courtesy of a 6-0 run. A couple of 3-pointers to propel them to a 2-point lead. Jack Benjamin back with you. Largest lead for either team. It was McNeese by 5 early at 8-3. Nichols has led by no more than 3 points. And McNeese will have the ball here out of the timeout. Colonels again looking for a 7th straight Southland win to get to 7-1 at the midway point of conference play, and their 8th straight win overall. And McNeese looking for their 2nd straight conference win to get to 2-5. Lawson turns the corner, drops off Fiesel, and his lefty hook shot is through. We're tied at 25, under 4 to go in the first half. Ty Gordon, right wing for Nichols, out there with Kevin Johnson. Jalen Fornes just checked in. Pierce Spencer and Najee Garvin. Jalen Fornes turns the corner, bank shot no, off the left side of the iron. Rebound Fiesel, and McNeese can regain the lead with the basket here. Free ball from Francois for the left wing, and he knocks it down. And McNeese surges back in front by 3, 28-25. Another bucket for Francois, who's already put in 7 now in this first half. 28-25 McNeese. Kevin Johnson, fall away right elbow is short. Francois grabs the rebound with 2 hands. And McNeese now walks it up court with A.J. Lawson. 3:09 on an eroding first half clock. 28-25 they lead. McNeese at 44%, Nichols at 34%. Lawson uses a Fiesel screen, free throw line drive jump shot. Backboard first, then rim. It ricochets off the iron, and here comes Jalen Fornes for Nichols. Left wing slows down a right-hand waist-high dribble. Feeds it back up top, Ty Gordon. Off a screen from Garvin to the left wing. Uncorks a 3. Back iron miss. Cookshausen runs down the rebound in the far left corner. Now you can see McNeese wanting to slow the pace now of this game. Lawson just rumbles to the left wing, drops it off. Fiesel goes up with the left hand. No, too strong. He has struggled so far. The leading scorer coming in about 14 per game, 1 for 7 Nichols down 3 with the ball. 2:20 to go in the opening half. Pierce Spencer picked up his dribble, throws it near midcourt to Ty Gordon. Austin Conch calling out a play in his black polo. Ty angles his dribble to the left wing, down the lane, righty scoop shot around and off. Just kind of rolled off the side of the rim. Najee Garvin couldn't save the rebound. Here comes McNeese. Colonel's now scoreless going on 2 minutes. Francois left corner, another 3 off the heel. High rebound above his head by Pierce Spencer. So neither team right now could buy a bucket. Jalen Fornes against Scott in the lane. Pivots, fall away from 6 feet is true. And Austin Conch calls him a true 3-level scorer. That's pretty footwork there to pirouette and drop it in. First bucket for Jalen Fornes with a season high 17 against Carver Sunday. Brings Nichols back within 1, 28-27. Under 90 seconds to go in the first half here in Thibodaux, and Drew Cookshausen is down in some pain. He's grabbing his hip. Foul as Pierce Spencer ran back down the floor. Cookshausen slipped. He's at least walking off on it. That's a good sign. Looked initially like it could be bad, and I think he just kind of lost his footing coming off a screen on the weak side. Cookshausen, their third leading scorer, looks to be okay. Second leading scorer, actually, 12.8. Pierce Spencer's at the line now. That was a foul on the ground, so, or do they call it in the act of shooting? Let's see. It's a 1-and-1. It was on the floor. So 28-27 McNeese. Pierce again, 5 for 7 at the line this year. He made his first today, and he misses the front end, and Nichols continues to shoot itself in the foot at the line. They're 5 for 8 now. Down a point, 28-27, and a minute 20 to go in the opening half at Thibodaux. Bush, top of the arc to Francois. Defended loosely by Najee Garvin. Angles his dribble to the left wing, and Cookshausen off a screen against Garvin. Picked it up, bounce feed, right block, Rosario. Tough floater over Lyons, and he got it to go. Rosario, the transfer from Pensacola Junior College in Florida, where he spent 2 years there, he was an all-conference player, gives McNeese a 3-point lead. 30-27, under 50 seconds to go now in the opening half, and a bounce pass from Lyons stolen away by Cookshausen. 3-on-3 for McNeese. Cookshausen pulls up from about 25 feet away on the right. Missed it off the heel. Offensive rebound down to Scott. Francois resets on the right, and now Rosario says, let's slow this thing down and run some clock. It's about a 15-second game clock, shot clock difference. 30 seconds to go. 10 on the shot clock. Bush working his way to the left elbow, pulls up, front rim miss. Rebound Najee Garvin, and now Nichols can hold for the final shot. So Ty Gordon slows it down at the top of the arc. Now he's out near the timeline with 10 to go. Down to 9, guarded by Bush with 8 with 7. Najee Garvin sets him a screen. Ty turns the corner. Righty scoop shot is in. High off the window for 2. Ty's got 7 first half points, and he brings Nichols to within 1 as the first half buzzer takes us to halftime. So Nichols only down a point at the half despite shooting just 35.7% from the floor, 4 of 13 from 3 and 5 of 8 at the line. They were led by 8 points from Kevin Johnson, the senior from Thibodaux, was 2 of 5 from the floor, made both of his 3-pointers, and knocked in a couple of free throws. Ty Gordon had 7 points on 3 of 9, shooting 1 of 6 from 3. And Pierce Spencer off the bench continues to impress, 6 points in 13 minutes. He was 2 of 5 for the field. McNeese, meanwhile, 39.4%, 13 for 33. They were 3 of 10 from the three-point line and 1 of 3 from the free throw line, led by 9 points from A.J. Lawson. He was 4 of 8 from the floor and dished out 3 assists. Came in, I mentioned, leading the conference in assists at 5.6 per game. And Cookshausen, Drew Cookshausen that is, had 5 points, 2 of 4 shooting. He only made 1 3-pointer. Came in 8th nationally in that category. And also Harwin Francois added 7 off the bench. He was 3 of 5 from the floor. Specialty stats-wise, 8 offensive rebounds for McNeese led to 7 second-chance points. The Colonels turned 10 turnovers for McNeese into 13 points off. Nichols with 4 assists, 9 turnovers. McNeese had 8 assists and 10 turnovers. So again, your score at halftime, McNeese 30, Nichols 29. We'll hear from A.J. Rainey at the half. The junior out of Gray, Louisiana, local product, only about 15 minutes away from here where he grew up. Went to H.L. Bourgeois, where he was a 4-year standout there. He averaged more than 30 points per game as a senior. And had a chance to catch up with him about his first year in Thibodaux, and also playing with a longtime rival turned teammate in Kevin Johnson. Those two had all kinds of battles on the playground up until AAU, and then up into playing in high school, E.D. White and H.L. Bourgeois going at it. So again, halftime, McNeese 30, Nichols 29 on the Colonel Sports Radio Network. Hello? Back in Thibodaux, early second half. And Nichols has a 2-point lead on McNeese, 41-39. They trailed by a point at the half at 30-29. Jack Benjamin back with you. Both teams have started to shoot it a little bit better. McNeese has made 4 of its first shots from the floor in the second half. Nichols 4 of 10 after shooting just 35% in the first half. Again, Colonels seeking a 7th straight Southland win and an 8th straight win overall. McNeese looking for 2 straight Southland wins to get to 2-5. Colonels right now in 3rd place in the Southland. At the line is junior Zach Scott, the transfer from Florida Gulf Coast. 5 for 8 at the line coming in, and he misses the first off the heel. He was terrific at FGCU last year as a sophomore after coming over. He makes the second free throw. He shot at 87%, led the Atlantic Sun. So he splits the pair, and McNeese is down 1. 41-40 Nichols. Neither team is led by more than 5 points today. Ty Gordon down the lane. Shot blocked off the backboard by Harwin Francois and taken back by McNeese. So the Cowboys with it a chance to regain the lead. 16 lead changes, 6 ties in our game already. 15:34 to go. Turn in the corner as driving Lawson drops it off for Friesel, who missed a bunny in close with the right hand. It rolled off the front of the iron. Down the court, Kevin Johnson tried to draw a foul from the left wing, came up short. Outlet pass from Cookshausen, up ahead for Scott, stolen away by Ty Gordon. Raji Lyons drops it off. Kevin Johnson drives right baseline, back to Raji. Vicious right-handed stuff. Raise the roof, Raji Lyons. And Nichols goes up 3. 43-40 with 5 gone in the second half. 8 points, another stellar outing for Raji Lyons. 8 points, 6 rebounds for the senior out of Slidell. 43-40 Nichols. On a rolling second half clock, under 15 to go now. Bounce pass from Bush, intended down low for Friesel, was knocked away. Scott's back in. He had replaced Lawson. And back in comes Jalen Fornes as well to get Najee Garvin. So Nichols downsizes a bit. Raji at the 5, and then 4 guards with him. Kevin Johnson, Ty Gordon, Pierce Spencer, and Jalen Fornes. Nichols into a switching 2-3 zone now. Shot clock's down to 10 for Cookshausen, extended on the right wing. Down to 9, down to 8. Bush with it, left wing, skips it cross court to Scott. Works into the lane, floater over Lyons off the heel, and the rebound tracked down by Raji, outlet pass Ty Gordon. Basket here, Nichols can build its largest lead tonight. Ty Gordon, dribble handoff, Jalen Fornes to the left elbow. Terminates, feeds it back outside to Pierce Spencer. Out on the left, about 25 feet from the hoop against Francois. Between the rings, Raji Lyons. Shot clock to 10. Backdoor bounce pass. Ty Gordon banked it in. No offensive foul. Wave it off. Now the crowd can't believe it. Our officials are discussing this. You don't see many calls overturned in college basketball, especially when there's not a replay system. And wait a second now. Now they change it to a block. Wow. Well, they conversed. They switched the call. Heath Schroyer is beside himself, rightfully so, in his Navy Under Armour pullover on the McNeese bench. So Cookshausen gets called for the foul. It'll be his second. And Ty Gordon a chance to convert at the line for the 3-point play. And his free throw is around and off. Nichols continues to struggle at the stripe. 8 for 13 now. So approaching 14 to go here in Thibodaux. 45-40 the lead for Nichols on McNeese. Bush to the right elbow. Turns the corner, back outside. It goes Francois. McNeese right now is in a 2-minute scoring drought. Bush out near the timeline. Austin Claunch pleading his defense on. Scott left wing. Shot clock is down to 6, down to 5. Bush down the lane, right down Broadway to scoop it in off the glass. A missed assignment there. He got right by Pierce Spencer. Bush has another field goal, his first. 45-42 the lead for Nichols. Ty Gordon, left wing. Kevin Johnson, triple is short again. Long rebound to Bush. Outlet pass Cookshausen. And blocked off the backboard by Ty Gordon, but they call a foul. Oh no, they say he got him with the body. I think they're going to score the basket too, are they? Yeah, they are. Now, hold on a second. Did they say no foul call? Yeah, you know what? They just called a goaltend. They didn't even call a foul. That's awfully, I'd love to see that one on replay. That is awfully close. Bush leaves, Lawson comes back in. So Lawson and Scott with Cookshausen, and then Fiesel and Francois, the five for McNeese. Johnson, Lyons, Gordon, Pierce Spencer, and Jalen Fords for Nichols. 45-44 Nichols, 13-10 on a rolling second half clock. Kevin Johnson, right wing, off a screen from Lyons, left side, Ty Gordon, deep left wing three, and he hits all bottom. He puts the three-point goggles up in the air. Ty with his second three tonight. He's got a dozen, and Nichols leads by 4. 48-44, under 13 to go. A.J. Lawson to the right wing, passes down low to Francois. Right corner, Scott for three, and he responds. From the far corner right, 48-47. Ty Gordon quickly the other way. Kevin Johnson rises, right wing triple, splash. Back and forth we go. 14 for KJ on his fourth three-pointer tonight. And Nichols goes back up 4. 51-47, under 12 and a half to go here in Thibodaux. A.J. Lawson against the freshman Spencer. Down low, Fiesel, high off the window and true. Fiesel, the leading scorer coming in, has been quiet. Just his third field goal on 10 tries. McNeese back within 2, 51-49. 16 lead changes, 6 ties today. Kevin Johnson to the left elbow. Tough floater in traffic, rolls around and off. Rebound Fiesel, outlet pass Francois. With a 2, they can tie it. With a 3, they can take the lead. And Cookshausen misfires from the left wing. Nichols caught a break there. He was open. Nation's leader in three-pointers made a year ago. 51-49, Ty Gordon straight away. That's a triple. It's off to the left. Long rebound goes to Kevin Johnson at the left point. Hesitates on Scott. Steps back and waits for a Lions screen. KJ curls around, tries a bounce feed. Got it back. Fall away is good, but they called a kickball first. And this will take us to a media timeout. So 11:32 to go. Back and forth we go here at Stoford. Nichols 51, McNeese 49. We've had 16 lead changes and 6 ties. Colonels trying to work hard to get their 7th straight Southland Conference win on the Colonel Sports Radio Network. Now toward the midway point of the second half we go. Both teams starting to pick it up offensively. 51-49 lead for Nichols. 11:32 to go. Jack Benjamin back with you here from Stoford Gym in Thibodaux. Nichols playing the third and final game of this 3-game homestand before 10 days off. Coming in with a record of 6-1 in Southland play and third in the conference. Winners of 6 straight conference games at the midway point here, trying to get to 7-1 before they have a break and then take on Sam Houston State on the 6th, 10 days from now in Huntsville, trying to avenge that opening loss in conference play. Nichols with it to our right. Ty Gordon tries a 3 from the right wing and hits all net again. Ty Gordon getting it going from 3 in this second half. He's up to 15 points, every one of them in the second stanza. 54-49 Nichols, approaching 11 to go. McNeese with it to our left. Warren, Lawson, Scott with Francois and Fiesel. 2-3 zone for Nichols. Francois into the teeth of it. Free throw line, fall away jumper is short. Rebound Raji Lyons, and a reach-in foul's called on Fiesel. Foul on the starting forward for McNeese is his second. It's the 5th as a team already in this half on McNeese. Warren will sit down. And Scott comes back in. So Nichols has Jones, Spencer, Gordon, and Johnson. Raji Lyons, the one post player. Andre Jones tries to turn the corner for Nichols, and his pass intercepted by Lawson. Here comes McNeese down 5, approaching 10:40 to go. Cookshausen, right corner triple is all net. And McNeese is back within 2. 54-52, 10.5 to go. Been a fun one here at Stouffer. 16 lead changes and 6 ties tonight. Neither team is led by more than 5 points. Ty Gordon, right wing in front of the Nichols bench to Andre Jones. Sifts between the rings, throws it back outside for Kevin Johnson, and that's back-to-back turnovers on Andre Jones. He says, my bad, toward Austin Claunch. Najee Garvin back in, Andre Jones sits. And Nichols goes a little bigger here with Garvin and Lyons both in there at the same time. Again, the Colonels looking for an 8th straight win overall. They beat non-conference foe Carver College and non-D1 on Sunday. That was on the heels of a 24-point win over New Orleans on Saturday. So they've won 6 straight in conference, 7 straight overall. Would be their first 8-game win streak since February of 2018. McNeese just looking for a 2nd straight win for the 2nd time this year. Lawson to the right elbow, 54-52 Nichols. We're at the midway point now with this second half on an eroding clock. Cookshausen bounce feed left elbow intended for Fiesel, and a reach-in foul's called on Raji Lyons. That's his first. Raji's just been terrific again. 8 points, 2 steals, and 3 more blocks for a guy who came in 2nd in the Southland in that category. Right baseline inbound for Lawson. It goes to Fiesel at the left point. Back to Lawson, left corner. Shot clock halfway gone, under 10 to go in the game. Cookshausen, right wing. This is Scott, pump fakes a 3, inside the arc for 2. Off the heel, offensive rebound, Fiesel. Back up, and he's fouled. Looked like Raji might have got him down with the lower body, and Raji comes up in some pain. I don't know what hit him, but he's kind of grimacing with his arm and sort of bent over as he tries to walk it off. He took a shot from Fiesel, who was trying to go up. Kevin Johnson will walk in the backcourt. So free throws for Fiesel can tie the game right here at the line with 9:45 to go. 54-52 Nichols. Fiesel, a senior out of New Hebron, Mississippi. He's a 77% free throw shooter, 2nd best on the team, 7th in the Southland Conference, and he misses the first off the heel. McNeese 2 for 6 at the line. Nichols 8 for 13, so neither team doing themselves any favors. And Raji Lyons, by the way, has to go to the bench here. The Nichols starting center is in some pain. He might have gotten the wind knocked out of him as well. He's kind of hunched over and holding on to his chest. Jeremiah Buford checks in, so Nichols goes smaller. Fiesel drops in the 2nd free throw. The Mississippi State transfer has been held in check so far today, 7 points, but 3 for 10 shooting for a guy who came in shooting 60% from the floor and averaging 14 points. 54-53 Nichols, 9:30 to go. Kevin Johnson, right wing for Nichols. Skip past Jeremiah Buford. Left corner 3, around and off. Oh, is halfway down. And the rebound finds the hands of Scott. McNeese can retake the lead with a basket here as we approach 9 to go here at Stouffer. Colonels have won 4 straight at home since dropping their home opener to Sam Houston back on January the 2nd. They've won 80% of their home games the past 5 years. Shot clock's down to 10 for Zach Scott, who's just handling near the timeline. Now with 5, he goes to the left point. Pulls up for 3, off back iron. Rebound taken in by Fiesel on the offensive glass, and he turns and floats it up and in, and McNeese has regained the lead. Our 17th lead change today, and the Cowboys lead 55-54. 8:45 on a turning second half clock. Ty Gordon to Jeremiah Buford. Colonels looking for a 7th straight conference win. Najee Garvin tries a straightaway 3. That's off back iron. Long rebound finds the hands of Kevin Johnson. Drives right baseline and lost the ball out of bounds. It's going back to McNeese on a 13th Colonel turnover today. And now Raji Lyons will check back in and replace Jeremiah Buford. So good to see Raji back on the floor. McNeese is rolling with this lineup they've had on the floor for quite some time now, with Scott, Cookshausen, and Lawson, along with Francois and Fiesel. Nichols has Johnson, Gordon, Lyons, Pierce Spencer, and Najee Garvin. The Colonels into a 2-3 zone as McNeese attacks to our left with a 1-point lead in the ball. 55-54, approaching 8 to go. Extended out high, it's Scott. Pounded by Kevin Johnson, the Southland steals leader. Finally gets an outlet man. It's Cookshausen. Works against Kevin Johnson. Shot clock's at 1. No one noticed. A fling from Scott from the right wing is short, and the rebound is Pierce Spencer. Up ahead, Ty Gordon in transition. Right wing three. Splash. Ty Gordon again. He's got 18 points. His 4th three, and the Colonels regain a 2-point lead. 57-55, approaching 7.5 to go. Francois, free throw line, skip pass goes to Lawson. Drives into a thicket, kicks back out to Francois on the right wing for McNeese. Shot clock's down to 5, that's an offensive foul. He pushed off, trying to create space for a step back on the right wing. A turnover on McNeese, their 14th, but only their 4th of the second half. They've been much better in that category. Colonels back on top thanks to Ty Gordon's 18 points, 11 in the second half for the redshirt junior. 57-55 Nichols, 7:18 to go. Colonels looking to go 7-1 in conference play on the Colonel Sports Radio Network. Back in Thibodaux with 7:18 to go in the game. Nichols leads McNeese by 2, 57-55. McNeese now scoreless the last minute and 35 seconds. Jack Benjamin back with you. Colonels looking for a 7th straight Southland Conference win and an 8th straight win overall. McNeese looking for back-to-back conference wins for the first time this year. Raji Lyons down low. Najee Garvin went up for a right-handed jam and he was fouled by Fiesel. So free throws upcoming for Garvin with 7:05 to play. 57-55 Nichols leads. And Najee tonight, who is without a field goal, he's 0 for 6, has a chance to add to his 4 points. He's 4 of 6 at the line. Came in for the year at 56.8%. First one is short. He's missed a couple short here today. Rosario back in for McNeese. He replaces Lawson. One more for Najee Garvin, the redshirt junior of Lexington, South Carolina, the Charlotte transfer. Spent 3 years there, and this year in conference play, he's averaging right around 14.5 points on 54% shooting. So this is a rare off game for him. And he drops in the second free throw. Nichols by 3, 58-55. Braylon Bush is back in for McNeese, along with Scott, Cookshausen, Fiesel, and Rosario. Gordon and Johnson at the top of the 2-3 zone for Nichols. Spencer, Garvin, and Lyons down low. Shot clock halfway gone, 6:45 to go for McNeese in the royal blue and sunflower gold jerseys to our left. Shot clock down to 10. Scott didn't want the 3. Now he unloads and misses from the left wing. And Fiesel with a tremendous defensive play to save that ball from going out of bounds. He threw it off the thigh of Ty Gordon in the left corner, and McNeese gets a fresh 20. So 58-55 lead for Nichols, 6:37 to go. Fresh shot clock for McNeese. Braylon Bush, cross-court pass to Scott. McNeese right now is in a 2-minute, 15-second scoring drought. Colonels haven't capitalized, though. Fiesel, left wing, Bush tries a triple. In and out, offensive rebound again for Fiesel, but he lost it out of bounds. He tried to bring it down against Lyons, and it went off his leg out of bounds on the end line. Back to Nichols it goes with 6:22 left. Colonels trying to protect home court and win their 5th straight here at home after dropping their home opener to Sam Houston State on January the 2nd. They've reeled off a bunch of wins since. Ty Gordon turns the corner. Righty scoop on the left side is in.